Today at All Out Brick, we'll be looking at set 75290, the Mos Eisley Cantina. We're going to build the set and then we'll review it and give it a score. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Christian from All Out Brick. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome to our channel, and if you've seen us before, welcome back. Today we're going to be reviewing set 75290, the Mos Eisley Cantina. This set released in October of 2020, but technically it released in September of 2020, which is when I managed to pick up the set during the VIP release, which is also how I got the two Yoda's lightsabers seen behind me over here. That was a free promotional given out with the set in a limited amount. I was lucky enough to end up getting both of them. I got one online and one in the LEGO store the day that it came out for VIPs. It sold out very shortly thereafter. This set was released as a new addition to the Master Builder series, which puts it under the same group as the Betrayal at Cloud City set released a few years back. Technically, that Hoth set that everybody loves isn't a part of this line because there was no Master Builder series at the time of that being released, but let's be honest, that's a Master Builder series set. Just look at how it's put together. Currently, this set is listed as out of stock online, but you might be able to find one at your local LEGO store. Just go online and check the stock on this set for your local stores, and you might be pleasantly surprised some of them still have some copies left in stock. Although, I would say not to worry too much if you're interested about it being out of stock right now, because it's almost the holiday season, and you know that LEGO is going to want to have all of their most collectible and new sets available for purchase, so I'm sure it'll be back in stock soon enough. As for the set, let's go ahead and grab this thing. Here's the bag from the LEGO store. It's huge. And there we have the Mos Eisley Cantina. You can see that it's in this style of the UCS sets in that it's got this black background. For the most part, they have a little Tatooine sunset going on in this top right corner, which I think is really cool. I don't know if they do that in all the other UCS sets. I'm pretty sure that the UCS sets are just like all black. So I like that they kind of put this Master Builder series with the binary sunset. I really like that touch. Then we just kind of have a standard front of the box. You have the cantina, you got the set, the LEGO logo. It's set 18 plus. This is another one of those 18 plus sets. 3,187 pieces. Then we go ahead and look at the top of the box here. You can see that we got all of those minifigures. There is an insane amount of minifigures in this set, and it's a huge draw because some of them are exclusive just to this set, which is really great because, for example, the Imperial Spy, this is the first time we're ever seeing that figure. There's a ton of new molds. I cannot wait to build all the minifigures in this set. Then you're looking at the sides of the box. This one has to have like a moisture evaporator here. Nice touch, same thing. It's got the binary sunset like the front of the box. Kind of wrap everything together. And then, yeah, the moisture evaporator, and then the side, and then you have the Master Builder series right there. On this side of the set, we just have the name of it along with another language. I think this one was produced in the Mexico factory based on the cantina, is the Cantina de Mos Eisley. So I think that's probably from the Mexico LEGO factory. Then on the back, we've got some more pictures of the cantina. It's got it all open with the bar in the middle, some of the minifigures hanging out. Then we have some different pictures, some close-ups of the set, the dimensions of the set, and we even have a screen grab of Greedo and Han. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but I think the angle they chose for this shot is kind of a slap in the face, and you'll see why I think that later, but yeah. And then on the bottom of the box, we kind of just have this LEGO logo and the copyright stuff, but who really cares about the bottom of the box anyways? So now let's go ahead and open this thing up. I cannot wait, and let's see what we get inside. All right, here we go. Let's take a look inside. Just gonna go ahead and grab my scissors here. Gotta tilt the box up for a second, cut these seals. So there's two of them on the top of the box. I have no clue how this is gonna be packaged on the inside. Sometimes you see boxes with these larger sets on the inside. I don't think we're quite that large to be able to warrant some boxes. Obviously, I hope so. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm guessing there's just going to be a bunch of bags on the inside, would be my guess. There's actually 3 seals on the top, so I feel like there's normally 2. All right, there we go. That's opened up. Let's go ahead, take a look what we got inside. Not flat. Oh, what a prediction. There's a box. There's a big box on the inside. It's just labeled with a number. Mine says 6338429. I have no idea what that means. Now I'm feeling some bags. Let's see, we got a bag 10. A bag 18. 18. All right, we got a lot of bags. Bag 13. 15. Yeah, run out of room here. An 11. It's weird. So, this 11 has like a different font than the rest of them. That's bizarre. 16. So this is tiny. A smaller bag 10. An 18. Another 18. A 14. Another 14. This is really weird how this is packaged. I wonder if this is like a result of all of the problems the pandemic has caused, if they kind of had to change their production lines a little bit, but I never really seen where like there's these small 14s. Normally it would be like that smaller bag inside of the bigger bag, you know what I mean? Another 14. How many 14 bags are we gonna get in this set? Still no instructions. They must be in the box. A 17. A 15, another 17. I'm still digging in this box. You can see there's a 12. Have we not seen any numbers? Oh, there's only one bag left. It's a 16. Man, so there is a ton of bags in here. An absolute load of bags, and then this giant box, which is, I'm guessing, full of bags 1 through 9. I'm gonna go ahead and clear these off and then we'll open up this box because I am literally out of room on this table. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. All right, let's open up this box. My scissors fell on the floor, so I have to pick those up as well. All right, let's see, what the heck? There's 2 more seals on the top of this box here. This is so cool. I mean, obviously this is the rest of the bags from 1 through 9, but it's so cool that this is the first time I've gotten a box inside of a box. I'm thrilled. I'm so happy right now. Yeah, there we go. All right. First thing I feel is something pretty bulky. I think I know what it is. The instruction booklet. This is actually a pretty small instruction booklet in terms of page size. It might be, I thought it was going to be like a bigger page. I think that most of the time these bounded ones are pretty big pages. This one, I don't know. It's thick as crap though. I mean, it's freaking huge. There's not too many stickers. I am very pleased to see that right now because, you know, such a big set, not having a lot of stickers is nice. Bag 2. Bag 9 and 8. This bag 4. Just loads of bags. 7. 3. A big plate. This is not even in a bag. Oh my gosh. This is obviously the big hose for the bar. It's massive. Oh, look at this. That's gotta be bag 1. I don't see the other side of it, but I see the turquoise brick separator. Yeah, it's a bag 1. An 8. Another big bag, number 4. And we're reaching the, uh-oh. There's our dewback. One of the exclusives to the set. It's a new print. He was kind of just chilling in there in the box by himself. A bag 9. And that's all we got in there. So, as you can see, my table is literally filled. I have absolutely no room. There is so many bags in this set. Way more than I expected. What we're gonna do is move to a much bigger table. There's clearly no room on here. There's maybe 1/3 of this table left. So yeah, not enough room here. We're gonna take all of these bags, put them back in the box, and go ahead and move everything to a much bigger table so we can get our time lapse done correctly. Now, let's jump right into the build. Okay, so I just finished up building the Mos Eisley Cantina. It took about 7 hours to complete. The main attraction and really draw to this set is all of the minifigures. Some of them are exclusive just to this set, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at each of the minifigures. Looking at the set itself, we have the cantina, the larger building right here, obviously, and then we have this kind of side building right here, which is attached with these two clips, and you can just break this section right off like that. And this smaller hut over here is connected to this little strip the exact same way, so you can actually detach that, but there's nowhere else to really attach. I guess if you wanted to like rotate this around the other way, you could, depending on how you have like your setup displayed. You could change up the direction of it, but they don't attach perfectly, so I don't know. It's kind of limited to, it's shown as a display like this is its own separate thing, but in reality you can really only attach it to one area of the cantina. So that's a little limited and maybe a little bit disappointing, but I don't know. It's not the cantina. The main focus of this set is the cantina, so this is kind of just off to the side here. So let's go ahead and move that off to the side and focus on the cantina. The cantina has its removable roof, of course, which is really just fit into place, but it's a rigid fit in place. It's interesting. Like it's not, you can't really move it in any direction except for just lifting it up. So they did a really great job with that design. That allows you to see directly into the cantina. You have the bar scene. I actually wish that there was a little more minifigures. Obviously, if you have your own, you can add them, but even with 20 minifigures, 20 plus minifigures, the bar looks pretty empty. And maybe that's just the way that I have things set up and organized, but I kind of tried to do it how A New Hope is set up and get it to like that. Like I have Luke and Ben sneaking out the front here, and around the back I have the Imperial spy talking to a stormtrooper. So I guess if you put everyone at the bar, it would look more crowded. But right now I think I only have 4 people standing at the bar, so it looks kind of empty. It looks like the Mandalorian when they go back and visit the cantina and see how empty it is. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with it. So there's not a whole lot you can do about that unless you want to drop your own figures in or not display it like the movie. So I guess that's kind of a minor, not even a complaint. It's just like a personal preference with the set. By the way, the instructions are a really cool experience in themselves because there's all these little notes throughout the manual that touch on the different backgrounds and everything with different characters, and they give you some notes about the cantina and some facts about filming and all of this stuff, which is really cool. I thought that was nice. Like while you're building, you kind of have this not interactive experience, but you have this, you're learning about the cantina and what it is you're building and kind of how it got there and the history behind it. And I really like that. I hope for future sets kind of like this. Obviously it would need a lot of like different things to talk about, but I would like to see LEGO do that in the future with these larger sets because it's a nice balance between having the intro pages and having some information while you're building the model. The main feature with the cantina is it being able to completely open up and then let you see directly into the bar. Obviously with the building shut like this, you really can't see much from different angles unless you're looking directly above. But by removing this roof right here, and let's go ahead and move these objects to the side, everything is held in by 2 Technic pins. And if you just get the location right, you can actually break this area off. I don't want to pop it here. It's actually only 1 Technic pin, and you can open up the cantina. And now you can see we can kind of take our figures off and stand them at the bar. And this is just a different way to display it, or if you're playing with it, that's how you would be able to do that. I don't know. I guess it's a Master Builder series, so it's pretty cool. But I'm not over the moon about it, because you can't stand the figures unless you had studs here. Otherwise, like, they're easy to knock over. So like if you shook the table, they'd fall. So I don't know. For me, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm sure for some people they really like that. So like I understand, but me personally, it is what it is. I wasn't expecting to be able to do that. Having the roof being able to be removed was enough for me. The other thing that you can do when this is fully open is you can see into all of the different table areas. You can see we got Han and Greedo here, which I guess you can't see from the outside. You really have to look through like these tiny little windows, or look like at a specific angle through the top to be able to see all that stuff. So I guess that's an interesting way to do that. It's not something to me that really like jumps out and says like, wow, I'm so glad they did that. It's just like a, oh, cool type of thing in my opinion. Looking specifically at the Han and Greedo seating area, which are right behind the band, the Biff musicians. So there's these 2 levers on the back of the cantina of this section. And if you press one, or not press one, if you rotate one, you can make it as if they're popping out of their seat. So you can kind of see Greedo here. And I'm going to go ahead and fling the lever. And you can see Greedo pops up as if he got shot by Han, but Han shot first, so no reason for Han to move. Everything that's like stuck on is easy to remove, so that's nice that you can change up the minifigures very easily by removing these roofs, which are only held in by 2 studs. And it's a great balance between being rigid and not being unaccessible. So I think that the designer did a great job. The designer actually touched on the fact that this was the first model he designed for Lego Star Wars back when he was hired in like 2016. I forget what the manual says. I think it was 2016. But this is like the first one that he designed, and it just kind of sat on a shelf for a couple years while they got everything perfect with it. So I think that was a pretty neat, that people were always saying like, oh, well, when are we going to get a new cantina? But the Lego group was working on this for the last 4+ years. So pretty neat fact about this build. Pushing the cantina aside, and the other features with the cantina are the doors. The doors don't open like the movie. The manual touches on this, and they actually just pull straight up and down rather than sliding open like this, shutting. This is just done for the play feature of the cantina. It's not done, doesn't really say anything other than the fact that it was done because they wanted to be easier to play with, and it was probably really tricky to get sliding doors, like a mechanism to fit within here and not be like restricting another area's accuracy or something like that, would be my assumption. But the different doors have some cool stuff on them. Obviously the front doors of the cantina has that little like saying on the front, and then you see right in and see the steps of the cantina. The back door, which is actually originally designed by the Lego group, this area was never shown in Star Wars, in the movie, in any of the comics, in any of the TV shows, nothing. So the Lego group had freedom to design whatever they thought back here, which they put in like a cleaning storage area, which has a little bit of the bartenders, like there's some empty bottles, some cleaning supplies, like a broom. But if you look, there's a tile with a sticker, and it's R2-D2 and C-3PO. It's like a little wanted sign, which is pretty funny because obviously that's who the droids are looking for. That's why they actually, you know, these aren't the droids you're looking for. And that's why they go to the cantina to find Han Solo, because they need someone to fly them away because the imps are looking for him. So that was a pretty cool touch, especially since it was like, hey, we have this area, what should we put in there? And it was like, let's put that in. I thought that was a really great idea. Other than that, there's not really that much play features with the canteen. I mean, you can lift up these two little huts, but that's about it. Everything that's kind of removable is just so you could look in. Not really like a play feature, other than like the Greedo flipping and the bar opening up. Those are really the two main features besides the doors opening. So I don't know, there's not a whole lot you could do with this set anyways, but I think they did a pretty good job. The moisture evaporators look really great. I don't know if they're actually placed this close to the canteen. I'm trying to think of the actual scene. I should have watched it while I was building it, but they're really nice. They're really nice moisture evaporators. I don't know if Lego's ever built them this big before. They're definitely pretty sizable, very, very accurate. I really like the moisture evaporators. I'm just not sure if they were actually there or not. So go ahead and put everything back on the cantina here. Go ahead and reattach this. And it's very easy to reattach and everything, which is great. It's very easy to move as well. You just take this part off and pick the cantina up from the bottom, and it's very, very sturdy. I have to give it to that, because obviously with something like this, with these plates on the bottom, it's easy to make it have a couple of different weak points, but they nailed being able to have no weak points and you could just lift the thing straight up. I don't know if I have the courage to lift it up by this, but it's so sturdy that I think it would. It's like a lot of different bricks and plates interlocked, and it's very, very strong. So we're gonna go ahead and push this off a little bit to the side and focus on this land speeder, which I thought this was a droid looking at the box, but it's actually Greedo's land speeder. I thought that was really funny. I didn't even know this existed. So it was a cool build. There's a lot of stickers on this. I think most of the stickers actually get applied to this little land speeder, as well as this one, and besides that, there's barely any stickers. There's maybe like 4 total on the cantina, which is great for a set. You're paying $350, so you don't expect to see a lot of stickers anyway, so it was nice to see that they really only limited stickers to these 2 smaller things. So this little land speeder right here is the first time Lego's ever made one, and it's got this little cockpit, which I wish the cockpit opened with like a hinge or something. Instead, it just pops off like that. I mean, I feel like with so much of this design, they could have figured out a way to have done that. It kind of just feels like they threw this in, which maybe they did. This in itself would probably be a set, which is another thing with this set, which is cool. There's a couple different times where I was building it and I was like, this would literally be its own set. Like, this would be its own set. This would be its own set. This could be its own set. Like, there's a couple different, like, it's a bunch of different sets put together, which is, I guess, how Hoth was meant to be. This is like, if Hoth was a really great set, it would be something like this, how, like, the concept-wise, not obviously like bricks and stuff, but concept-wise, all these different sets that are put together and look like they belong together. The biggest problem with Hoth was that, like, there were just these random little things like put together, but this looks like it belongs together. So I think they took the negative feedback from Hoth and really did a great job of making sure that it didn't happen again. Back to the land speeder, it's got a nice design. There's some colors on it, and I really like these, like, I don't know exactly what these are, maybe like exhaust, something like that, or like, I don't know. But these are really cool the way that they're built together. Same with these little like angles right here. This is a really nice build, and it's creative. It's super, like, for just like something that's thrown in, like I said before, it literally feels like it's its own set, and it's like the first thing you build, but it basically feels like you got this speeder set, and oh yeah, by the way, there's a cantina. So I gotta say, they really did a great job with that. Overall, my opinion of this set is, it's a really cool set. It's pretty nice, but it definitely was expensive, and I know the minifigures bumped that up, but there's so many small pieces in the set, and you're seeing these like large Harry Potter sets and the Taj Mahal and soon to be the Royal Colosseum. These are large sets that are priced pretty cheap because they use a lot of small plates, and this uses a lot of small plates, but it's priced as if it isn't. And I know it's the minifigures. There's a lot of exclusive minifigures, and that's what bumps the price up. But it kind of just stinks that while you're building it, you're like, you know, this doesn't feel like a $350 set. I mean, how big is the Hogwarts castle? And that's $400. That's like, you know, I think it's a little overpriced, and there's things that factor into it, such as it being a Star Wars set and Disney wants their cut. So I guess it's out of the Lego group's control. But as a consumer, it's not, for $350, I'm expecting a little bit more. Like, yeah, the minifigures are great, but that can only carry it so much. At least that's how I feel about it. I'm more of a person who likes a display set more than a play set, so keep that in mind during this. So, you know, pretty good set. For a score, I'm thinking I'm gonna go 7.6. 7.6. It's a good set. Don't like rush to get it. It's out of stock right now, so you know you don't need to say like, oh, as soon as this comes back in stock, I'm like, no, it's just wait a little while and maybe pick it up during some double VIP promotion or something like that. And if you're making a Tatooine mock though, this is like incredible. I was thinking about that right as soon as I finished. My first thought was, what if you built like a docking bay 94 with the Millennium Falcon UCS set behind it? So this is a great thing if you're building like a Tatooine mock or something. Like, yeah, just buy this and drop it in. It saves you a ton of work and you get a ton of minifigures with it. But if I was going to display this on a shelf or something like that, I would probably leave this area out, maybe just have the cantina, but even still, like, it kind of just looks like a building, you know what I mean? Like, this looks like the best version of something you wanted to build when you're, like, a kid. Like, if you're just, like, building, oh, like, I'm going to build a building, like, you put all these bricks and plates, and, you know, there's only so much you can do with the design of the cantina to not make it, like, these flat and square shapes and stuff like that, but that's just how I feel about it. Alright, so 7.6, that's your review. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel to be the first to see all of our future content. Also, be sure to check us out on our website and our Facebook and Instagram pages. Until next time, stay bricking.